everybody, Breakthrough Real Estate. Yeah, that's right. Breakthrough Real Estate. Hey everybody, Josh Ezell, Breakthrough Real Estate and Property Management. I've had a couple closings this week. Thank God. But they were not flipping easy. Both of these were supposed to happen either last week or the week prior. It's freaking insane, right? So, story number one. All right, I represent the sellers, okay? And had the listing for a while. And this guy looked at it a while ago and then came back like a month later and decided he was going to buy the property, okay? So, wonderful. So now I'm a dual agent, right? And you're already paranoid to begin with because, dang it, you represent both sides. You got to be neutral. You got to make sure you're being fair. You know, you got to meet every deadline, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So in this case, I had a buyer that was somewhat lackadaisical, I guess you could say. It wasn't that he was completely just unwilling. He wasn't unwilling. He just thought he can do differently. So, unfortunately, as any lender will attest, one day here, one day there, one day here, one day there, eventually adds up to a week delay. Okay, so there's delay number one, right? Okay, now fast forward, he's not using a local lender, so issue number two. Now, over the last month, we've got COVID, we've got record low interest rates, so they got inundated with refis, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, okay? So, needless to say, the lender got delayed. Not necessarily the end of the world if they would have planned ahead. The problem is, they didn't let us know until the day of closing that there were going to be issues, etc. Now, did we know that they didn't have docs out? Yeah, we'd been trying to get a hold of them for 3 days. So, finally answered the day of closing and told us that they were going to be delayed. It's like, well, obviously you can't close for 3 or 4 days now anyway. So what are we going to do? So they said, well, okay, we should be able to meet next week, a little over a week, right? So I think this was Tuesday. So we made the scheduled closing the next Friday. Okay. So great. We go for it, get everything planned. Now, my other clients, the sellers in this case, are needing to sell this home to buy their new home. Perfect. Great. Okay. So it's important we do close on time. So they have they're ready to go. That's all I could say is they had their docs signed. They were ready to go. So they had everything packed up, ready to move. And this was Sunday. We do our final walkthrough with the buyer who's ready to go. And Monday morning, find out that the lender had another issue. It's like, are you kidding me? And I'm really making this story brief because there was another delay in between. Okay, so I have a buyer who is ready to move in, but it's not like necessary. Meanwhile, I have a seller who is living out of a truck at this moment, who's needing to close on this new build that they've gotten 2 different extensions on already. So the new builds, it's like, shoot, you don't want to mess with the new build. So after about noonish, 1 o'clock, escrow, me, the buyer, the seller, we're all just pushing. They say, well, we hopefully will close by the 2nd. We guarantee we'll close by the end of the buyer's lock. It's like, well, that's the buyer's lock. That has nothing to do with the transaction. Come on, guys. So we pound. Literally, we get word from the lender that they funded the loan at about 3 o'clock or so, and we get word from title that it recorded at, let's say, 4:15, right? So they send the funds over to the new build, okay? And that's where we're gonna end for today. The story continues. They did close on the first house, but now my clients are officially homeless. We'll talk to you tomorrow.